Hello, kids. Welcome to another grammar lesson on adjective types. This time we're working on the possessive adjective. So let's just get started here. A definition for adjective. An adjective modifies or describes a noun or pronoun. So to modify is to describe something. The man, what kind of man? Tall or short. Tall or short are adjectives. So let's talk about a possessive adjective. A possessive adjective is a special adjective that shows possession. Something belongs to someone. And there are two kinds of possessive adjectives. And this is where things get a little bit more dicey because some people disagree. There are arguments in the world of grammar about what actually constitutes a possessive adjective. I'm going to go ahead and give you what I think and what is pretty much the Montessori standard. There are normal possessive adjectives such as my, your, his, her, its, our, their. So our car, our modifies car, tells us whose car it is, their car. So basically the first, second, third person, singular and plural there. But you also have possessive nouns acting as adjectives. So if I say Adam's car, or Bill's house, or the cat's food, or the children's play, I'm talking about specific people's things, and it's showing possession. In the sentence, the way I like to think about grammar is you're always thinking about what is a word doing in a sentence. Always have to think about what the word is doing. I can say, I had a pineapple today, and pineapple, of course, is a noun, but if I said I ate pineapple pizza, pineapple is an adjective. So it all depends on what the word is doing in the sentence. So that at its core, parsing or sentence to symbol is about what the word is doing. And the symbol that I created for the possessive adjective is the adjective symbol with a red triangle inside of it. Red is oftentimes a symbol of passion, and I thought that possession, passion goes together, so I went ahead and went with red there for the possessive adjective. Quickly though, let's review the rules of possessives and apostrophes with some examples below. So this will get to our examples, but also get to the nitty-gritty of how to use apostrophes. So singular possession, if you have a possessive noun looking like an adjective or working like an adjective in a noun, it looks like this. The cat's tongue was rough. You get the normal apostrophe S on a normal noun. So this is not a plural. This is a possessive adjective modifying tongue and telling whose tongue it is. So here, cats is singular. The apostrophe goes before the S. It is possessive adjective modifying tongue. There is only one cat here. So there is the basic singular rule, but what about if the singular ends in S? So let's look at Aeschylus, famous Greek playwright. Aeschylus's plays are very famous. Here, the singular proper noun Aeschylus ends in S. Just add the apostrophe and another S there. So this one is really interesting because there are a lot of exceptions, and I don't want to get into all of that, but I will say that the general rule is for a singular with an S, you add apostrophe S there. What about plurals? Plural possession is shown like this. The car's windshields were damaged in the hailstorm. Well, if this was C-A-R apostrophe S, that would be one car, but here we've got many cars' windshields damaged in a hailstorm. Let's say they were in a parking lot, for example. So here, cars with apostrophe added to the S makes it a plural possessive. We're talking about more than one car. Also, I put this noun or this verb symbol here for a reason. We're damaged. We're getting to the point now. Oftentimes, I forget that passive voice exists because I work so often with active voice with the kids with creative writing. But we're damaged, if you have the verb to damage, we're damaged is actually a past tense in the passive voice. So I can actually take this out, the linking verb and the participle, and I can actually roll in here with the verb here for were damaged. So this is just a heads up, fourth graders, that oftentimes what may look like a participle and a linking verb may just be the passive voice of a regular verb. So there you have it. Not to make things too difficult, but I do like using the example time here to make it more challenging and to introduce new concepts to you. And of course you have here the prepositional phrase. Well, what about plural nouns that don't end in S, Mr. Adam? Well, let's look at the children's play was a smash hit on Broadway. Here you put the apostrophe S after the plural noun, just as you would with a singular possessive noun. So the child's play was a smash hit. Okay. The children's play was a smash hit on Broadway. And of course, I'm thinking about our winter celebrations, obviously. Okay. So there you have it. There are exceptions, of course, but these are the general rules. Yeah, every time I think about making a rule or saying something about English grammar, I always have to remind myself just how many exceptions there are. It's the beauty of English, but also one of the frustrating things about it. English often goes rogue. It doesn't play by the rules. I kind of love that about it, but it can be frustrating. All right, so let's discuss one more thing here. Finally, please do not get possessive adjectives mixed up with possessive pronouns. This is the same as the rule for demonstrative adjectives and demonstrative pronouns. If it describes something, it is an adjective. So that's the general rule. If it describes something, it is an adjective. Let's put that in boldface. So a possessive adjective, that, well, in this case, your, that blanket is your blanket. Demonstrative, modifying blanket. Your, possessive, modifying blanket. Got your linking verb here. So that modifies blanket, your modifies blanket. But if I don't have anything to be modified, that is yours. Those are just possessive. Well, this is a possessive pronoun, and this is a demonstrative pronoun. So the difference is adjectives always modify something, whereas pronouns do not. Okay. Notice how this one's more specific than this one. All right, so let's get to work here. Let's identify the possessive adjectives with the letters PA, and let's do some examples. And of course, let's also do the ones we already know at this point. I believe we know indefinite and demonstrative and numeral. So we got a lot of things that we know, so let's just go for it. So my brother and your sister are in first grade. Okay, let's start with our nouns. Looks like brother and sister and grade. Okay, those are all nouns. Arguably, first grade might be a noun, but I'm going to go ahead and treat first as a numeral adjective. Do I have any numeral adjectives here? I don't think I do, but that's okay. Go to my grammar symbols. Ah, I love it. Okay. Oop, I forgot my linking verb, are, sorry. And it looks like I'm going to need a little bit more space here. Just make sure. Okay. In is a word of relationship, which means it's a preposition. In first grade. And is a conjunction, don't have any there. Good. A little too small there. Come on, conjunction. There we go. That might be a bit big, but that's okay. And now we are left with my brother, and your sister. And these are, in fact, possessive adjectives. Good, good, good. Okay. We got my, yes, and your. There you have it. So, here we have my brother and your sister are in first grade. Let's go ahead and do the identification. No, don't do that to me. I don't like it when that happens. My equals possessive adjective. And at this point, we're going to drop the entire predicate adjective, attributed adjective. That was a very basic lesson. Now we're getting nitty gritty here. Possessive adjective, your possessive adjective, and first numeral adjective. Okay, so my brother and your sister are in first grade. Great, we did it. Okay, Joe's dog, Josie, is lost, and we are looking for her. Interesting. All right, let's start with the nouns. Well, we have Josie. There's only one issue here with Josie. Josie is not a regular noun. Josie is, in fact, a proper noun. So we've got to make sure we have the specifics. I love using this time to teach. There we go. But I do have dog. Dog and Josie. When you have two nouns next to each other, they're what's called apposition a lot of times is what it's called. And sometimes you have commas, sometimes you don't. But yeah, when you have two nouns next to each other, it's called apposition. Joe's dog, Josie. Scoot over a little bit, Josie. Is, let's do lost, is here. Yeah, we're definitely going to need some more space. Is lost, and we are looking. Ah, I see something here. I see a verb phrase. We have to be very careful not to think that one symbol per word correspondence. We have to be careful with that because that's not always the case. Are looking is our present progressive in the first person plural. Joe's dog Josie is lost, and we, that is a pronoun. Pronouns are very pretty. We are looking for her. Well, what about her here? Her, does it modify anything? No, it does not, which means it also is a pronoun. Look at that. Okay. And for. And, of course, is our conjunction. And for her, for has the object of her, and anytime you have a word like that of relationship, preposition. And lost, well, here we have, that's right, if you said it was a predicate adjective, you would be correct. Because it's telling us what Josie's dog, or what Joe's dog Josie is. Lost. However, we are no longer going to be using PA for predicate adjectives. That was an initial exercise just to get you guys knowing different basic kinds of adjectives. We're getting much more specific now. So, Joe's dog Josie, I could have commas here, is lost, and we are looking for her. Joe's here is, in fact, our possessive adjective. Excellent here. Good. Love it. Good. Let's make sure my other symbol. There we go. We gotta be, I try to make them aesthetically the same. All right. Joe's dog Josie, Joe's dog, comma, Josie, comma, is lost, and we are looking for her. Okay. Very good. I love how, like, when you look at these things, it looks like a face here. Looks like a face here when you have that conjunction. That's really cool. All right. Let's get serious here. Joe's is my possessive adjective. Lost is just a descriptive adjective. We're no longer doing anything with that predicate adjective, attributive adjective. Yep, those look like the adjectives, and we are looking for her. Notice her, if I had said her dog here or something like that, then it would be a possessive adjective or something like, yeah, it would be a possessive adjective, but here I just have her. So there you have it. All right, Samantha's toys are on the kitchen floor. Oh, Samantha, come on now. All right, toys. Definitely think we're gonna need some space here. Okay, toys. Floor. Hey, what about kitchen, Mr. Adam? Isn't kitchen a noun? Well, not in this sentence, it's not. In this sentence, it's a descriptive adjective modifying what kind of floor it is. Gotta be careful. Always gotta look at the function of the words in sentences. Looks like our verb is are. We got a lot of linking verbs. I gotta work on that. I'm getting too many linking verbs. On, my preposition. And the, oh, we haven't had one of those yet. It's our buddy. Article, articulus aratus. Well, only in Latin because it doesn't exist. All right. Come on, article. There you go. All right. Samantha's toys are on the kitchen floor. That's right. Samantha's here is our possessive adjective. I know it's weird to look at a proper noun and treat it as a possessive adjective. I could have gotten even more specific and called something like this a proper possessive adjective. But at a certain point, you could get so specific with everything that you just lose yourself in meaninglessness. So I'm just going to treat Samantha's here as a possessive telling us whose toys they are. So there we have it. Samantha's toys are on the kitchen floor. Pick those toys up, Samantha. Okay. Oh, we have one more. That giant bowl is Gus's ramen. Gotta be very careful. Don't eat somebody else's ramen. Never want to do that. Nouns first. Okay. And looks like we're going to need a little space here again. That's okay. I just don't like it when they have periods there. Giant. Big bowl of ramen there. Is, again, I am way overusing the linking verbs here. I gotta stop that. I really do. That giant bowl, that, my friends, is a demonstrative adjective. And Gus's, of course, is our possessive adjective. Notice Gus's, it ends with S, but I made it possessive with the apostrophe S. Looks like I also forgot to make sure that I had Samantha figured out here. So we're going to have to fix this. Oh, kitchen is just a regular descriptive adjective. Oh, but I can't do lost like that, can I? Because that would be demonstrative. I've got, how about, let's just do lost as just regular old adjective. And kitchen as regular old adjective. Because if I'm using DA for demonstrative, then I cannot use DA for descriptive. I think that makes sense. So thanks for your patience, kids. Always have to remember, Mr. Adam doesn't always get things right the first time, but he will go back and fix it. Giant, regular adjective, descriptive adjective, and Gus's. Possessive adjective. So yeah, let's make it a practice moving forward just to call regular adjectives just A. If you do label them with an A, I would really like that. I am most interested, however, in making sure we get these ones labeled. That is a demonstrative adjective. Samantha's is a possessive adjective, etc., etc. All right, so looks like we have your possessive adjective follow-up. Do your sentences below. Get it? If you print this out, use colored pencils and label all the parts of speech. Write the possessive adjectives and label PA under or next to each sentence. Since you now know the demonstrative adjective, the indefinite adjective, and the numeral adjective, you can label those with DA, IA, and NA when they appear. And like I said before, you can always label the other ones. I am not as interested in regular adjectives because I believe we have a handle on those. Just the more specific ones. That's all. So this is the example. My first car ran really well. That was very true until it didn't, right? So my is my possessive adjective here. First is my numeral adjective. And I have my noun, my verb, and two adverbs. So that's it. And these are the questions. Mark's pet rock sits on that shelf. Our computer program will revolutionize the world of online gaming. My lunch is on the table. Yours is in your locker. His backpack is open, but hers is not. Those three wolves slept comfortably in their den. So you have 5 follow-up questions as usual. And thank you guys very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this presentation on possessive adjectives. I would say that the number one thing you need to do is make sure you know the nitty-gritty of how possession works, because that's going to help you. Oftentimes kids in 4th and 5th grade get confused. I've seen kids treat singular nouns with apostrophe s's as plurals because they think s automatically means plural, but an apostrophe s means something quite different. So just make sure, kids, you're being very careful. The main thing you have to remember is this. At its core, parsing sentence to symbol is about what the word is doing in that particular sentence or clause. So what is it doing in the sentence? Keep that in mind. And that is a lesson on the possessive adjectives. Have a great day, kids. Bye.